Kadosh Boker Tov, we're just continuing with the Siman Res Sameh Gimel. We're talking about Halakan Nerot of Shabbat. The minhag of all Israel in all the different places is that any time that you have married daughters or daughter-in-laws that they're going to be in their parents' house and they have their own room, even though they are somech al shulchan of the balabait, which means that if they're already sleeping in your house, it means they're sleeping in your house, but that means they're eating by you and they're doing all the things by you. But still, the minhag is that they would do it with a beracha. As you remember, we made a differentiation whether they're somech on the balabait or not somech on the balabait. If they're going to be somech on the balabait, technically they could be tzedek with the balabait. They don't have to light separately. However, though, the minhag Yisrael is that the second that you have your married daughters or daughter-in-laws in your house, and they have their own room where obviously they're sleeping, they will light the candles in their room. They will not actually participate with whether it's the mother or the mother-in-law. They would actually light the candles on their own. And all the more so if it's another woman that she's not, whether it's going to be the daughter-in-law or the daughter, all the more so she would light the candles in her own room. Nevertheless, he says if they're only going to be eating at the parents' house and they're going to be sleeping in another place, they do halakat nerot where they're sleeping. They don't do it where they're going to be eating, which is going to be by the parents. Now, they do have to be careful that if they're going to light the candles in their home and then they're going to come to eat by their parents, when they come home, the candles still have to be lit. Now, you have to remember why. The entire purpose of the candles being lit is for the Shabbat, is for having Shalom Bayit, which means that you have a candle in your house so you're not going to bump into the walls, you're not going to get hurt in different things. So therefore, when you're coming back home, you have to make sure that the lights are still on. What happens now if it's going to be very, very late? So therefore, b'diavad, again, it's not the most lechatechila, b'diavad is that you light the candles and somebody, or you yourself, the woman herself, would have to come and stay there until after it's nightfall, and therefore they're benefiting from the candles, and then they would be able to go to their parents' house. However, though, the best thing to do is that if they're going to have electricity, which means the lights on, so then the best thing to do is as follows. What they do is that they're going to turn off the lights, which means they're going to turn off the electricity. They're going to come and they're going to make the bracha halakat nerot, and they light the candles of Shabbat, and then they light the electricity lichvot Shabbat. Now, by doing it in such a fashion, therefore, even if they're going to come home later on and the candles did already burn out, at least that they did the electricity, lichvot Shabbat, so therefore the electricity is going to be for the candles as well. So they're having that in mind. If you do remember, we did mention already that there were a lot of shitot that you have to do that anyway. That nowadays you have to have in mind the electricity, so therefore when you're making the bracha halakat nerot, you're doing the candles plus the electricity anyway. But here for sure, because since she's coming home late, and therefore by the time she comes home, the candles are going to be out, so therefore for sure she should have in mind the electricity as long with the candles. And then what's going to happen is when she comes home, at least she's done both. She has the candles lit. Even if the candles turned off, she still has electricity, which was lichvot Shabbat, that it's going to still be on, right, lichvot Shabbat Kodesh.